The targeted diesel subsidy rollout could lead to an upgrade in Malaysia's sovereign credit rating, as it shows the government is serious about economic reforms and fiscal consolidation, said an economist. The diesel subsidy in Peninsular Malaysia was lifted on June 3rd, with its price rising from RM2.15 to RM3.35 per litre. But the Budi Madani program provides monthly aid of RM200 to selected vehicle owners and businesses to offset the higher pump prices.
Hi everyone, my name is Nur Alisa binti Muhammad Izazi and my matric number is 306208. Today we are going to discuss a critical topic that impacts industry worldwide. What is inflation? Inflation is a gradual loss of purchasing power that occurs as prices for goods and services rise over time. In simple terms, when inflation happens, the value of money decrease, meaning that over time you need more money to buy the same things. For example, if inflation is high, a loaf of bread that costs RM2 today might cost RM2.50 or more in a year. This affects everyday purchase from food to gas to housing. The inflation rate is calculated by tracking the average price increase of a selected basket of goods and services over a set period, usually 1 year. These goods and services can range from things like food, clothing, and housing to healthcare and entertainment. Now let's look at the difference between high inflation and low inflation. High inflation means prices are increasing quickly. This can lead to economic instability as consumers may struggle to afford goods and services, and business may face higher costs for production. While low inflation means prices are rising at a slower, more manageable rate. This can provide economic stability as business and consumer can better plan for the future. Next is inflation in industrial gas. Industrial gases such as oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, and argon play an essential role in various sectors, including manufacturing, energy production, healthcare, and food processing. However, the prices of these gases have been experiencing inflationary pressure, and understanding the cause and effect is important for business across this industry. Next is inflation in industrial gas. Industrial gases such as oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, and argon play an...
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurna Akila binti Muhammad Azhar, number matric 303424. So today we're going to talk about how key inflation happen. So inflation is a gradual loss of purchasing power that is reflected in a broad rises in prices for goods and services over time. So like excessive money, supply growth, like printing more money can devalue currency and lead to inflation, as there is more money chasing the same amount of goods and services. So, war, pandemic, natural disaster, or weaker currency can increase the cost of imported goods, raising prices domestically. So, today we're going to talk about how key inflation happen in industrial gases. So, subsidy reform is one of the factors. Removable of subsidy in 2024 when Malaysia eliminated all fuel subsidized in June 2024. The price of diesel increased by 56% from RM2.55 to RM3.35 per litre. As a result, the diesel inflation rate increased significantly to 20.1% from 5.3% in Q2 2024. As the graph shown, why the government do this? Because they want to reduce national expenditure and prevent fuel smuggling to neighbouring country.
Assalamualaikum Doctor, I'm Reza Farisha Azurin and my matric number is 303705. We'll present you about factors that contribute to the inflation of industrial gas. So there are two factors. The first factor is about global supply chain issue, which industrial gas rely on international supply chains such as raw material, energy, and also transportation. So when event happen like COVID-19 pandemic or natural disaster, will cause an issue such as shortage and leading to the increased price in industrial gases. So the second factors is increase in cost of energy, especially in process air separation as well as hydrogen generation. This will cause rises in energy expenses, particularly in electricity and also natural gases. So because of that, result in elevated operational costs, potentially transferred to the consumer as price hike. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sharifah Haidarina binti Sayyiza. My matrix number is 303393. So I will now be talking about the impact of inflation on the economy in gas industry. I'll be talking about from the consumer side and the producer side. For consumers, rising gas prices lead to reduced demands. So which means that high fuel costs strain household budgets, which push people to drive less, and they switch to carpool or even switch to public transportation overall. So this affects not only individual but also industries which is reliant on the transportation, such as retail and logistics. Producers, on the other hand, face their own challenges when inflation drives up the cost of raw materials, labor, and energy required for refining and distribution. These rising expenses reduce their profit margins and often lead to higher gas prices to cover their costs. So, this creates a feedback loop. So the reduced consumer demand affects revenues, while higher production costs keeps price elevated. So it's a delicate balance for the gas industry to remain stability. However, as inflation can act as a catalyst for change, the higher prices encourage investment in fuel efficiency, alternative energy source, and technologies like the electric vehicle. So while inflation poses as a challenge, it's driving the gas industry to innovate and adapt, reshaping how energy is produced and consumed in years to come. That'll be all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ilham bin Syed Muhammad Azmi. My matric number is 307829. Today, I will present about inflation measurement of gas. As we can see here, in September 2024, the inflation rate for gas and other fuels in Malaysia was 3.1%. Malaysia's inflation in 2024 is forecast to remain within Bank Negara Malaysia's range of 2% to 3.5%. This reflecting both of policy changes and external factors. The Malaysian government is making significant change in its fuel for subsidy policies for 2024, which is expected to affect inflation. Economists and research institutions project that Malaysia's inflation rate for 2024 will range between 2.5% and 3.3%. This measure aims to introduce targeted subsidies while transitioning to a managed fuel pricing system, likely in the second half of the year.
Hi everyone, my name is Dawan My batch number is 299642. Now I will continue to present the ways to mitigate inflation impact in industry gas. Here we have two ways to solve this problem. The first one is gas subsidy and price control. The Malaysian government actively provide subsidy for gas to cushion the impact of global price hike on domestic consumer and industry. For example, LPG subsidy. Subsidy value in 2022 fuel and energy subsidy accepted RM 77 billion, making out a significant portion of Malaysia's inflation mitigation effort. LPG price. The price of 40 kg LPG cylinder has remained coupled at RM 26.6 depends global price increase. So the second waste is renewable energy program. Malaysia reduced rely on inflation from fossil fuels by promoting renewable energy. For example, large-scale solar LSS project. LSS progress by 2023. Malaysia has completed first phase of the LSS program, adding significant solar capacity to the national grid at the competitive cost of RM 0.1x until RM 0.24 per kilowatt hour, much lower than fossil fuels costs. Biodiesel expansion. The B20 program launched in first starting in 2020 mandates building 20% plus biodiesel with diesel fuel, reducing dependencies on important fuels.
Hello, my name is Nurin Shamila binti Muhammad Shahri, matrix number 303405. Now on to the next part, I will be talking about how inflation impacts personal spending. Firstly, let's look at how inflation impacts saving and investing. When there's an inflation of your gas prices, to cover these increased expenses, people may need to cut their monthly saving, for example, from $200 to $100 or even less, just to be able to afford gas. Next, when inflation rises, some people turn to credit to cover their expenses. This is particularly true when inflation affects major items like gas. For example, if you drive a car and the price of gas jumps to 30%, monthly fuel costs will, of course, increase. To keep up, people may need to rely on credit cards or even loans just to cover the gap. Lastly, high inflation also affects consumer behavior in other ways. One common response is the buy now mentality. When people see prices rising, they rush to purchase goods before they get even more expensive. This behavior might result in people buying more than they need in the short term just to beat price increases. That is all.